Hello, my name is Janvier Dushimire, and I am a consultant for Acme Widget. I have been assigned to help with Acme Widget to know about the risks and advantages that are in different countries, as it has identified that it is growing fast and producing new goods, so it needs to expand in different countries around the world. Therefore, I made a research to know in those different countries what goes on, how they live, how it is to conduct business there, so that we can know whether Acme Widget can target those countries as good places for for a company to earn money. So I conducted what we call a peso analysis. If we start by the definition of a peso analysis, it is a tool that is used by different countries in order to identify what in order to identify how it is like to conduct a business in a certain country, talking about environment, uh, and whether the place that they have targeted is the right marketplace for profits to be made. Then I did that in three different countries: China, India, and Vietnam. And I focused specifically on political, social culture, environmental, and technological advancements. The reason as to why I did this is because these are very important aspects. For instance, when you talk about politics, it is very important that a company that like Acmewidget operates in country where there is political peace, where the country is stable and there are no disturbances that may cause losses, uh, fire outbreaks, things like those that are caused by political instabilities. Then social culture is also important because wherever you're going, knowing how those people live, what they take as valuable and what they take as not valuable is important, because there you can know the goods they even need more than others and what they do not count as important, so that you don't bother yourself taking it there. Technological advancement is also important, just like we know the world of nowadays is moving through technology, and therefore that is why we need to know about how different countries' technological advancement is going, so that we know the level they are on, and we see whether we can raise or go with that pace that they are on in order to fasten our business and also make a lot of profits. Then, while going to the three concepts that I was going to talk about, we're going to talk about trade barriers, tariffs, and exchange rates. So, starting with trade barriers, these are government policies which place restrictions on international trade. So, trade barriers, just like we have seen, they place restrictions on international trade, and this is not good, especially for a company like Acmewidget. It puts the trade barriers put it at a risk, whereby if just like they have discovered they want to expand, if there are trade barriers in the specific countries that Acme Widget want to operate in, it won't be possible because there will be restrictions that will not enable Acme Widget to trade in that country, which will be making it to get losses and putting it at a risk. However, if if USA also had trade restrictions, it is still going to impact uh, Acme widget, because it means there are countries in which Acme widget cannot export or import goods, which gives them a limit to do globally as they wish. Then tariffs. These are taxes imposed by the government on imported goods and sometimes also on exported goods. So too much tariffs definitely put Acme widget at a risk. The reason as to why it does that is because when they are going to import goods and they are taxed a lot, it means they are going to put it at a higher price, and it might not be bought by the customers because they might not be able to afford it, since it would be very expensive. And also when they're going to export, sometimes it means that they have to invest a lot. It means that the goods will reach in the next country and are very expensive, and that might lead to a loss. Then exchange rates. Exchange rate means the amount of currency that you can exchange for another. That means the amount of euros that are in $1, meaning that okay, how much is $1 in euros? That is the exchange rate. So this has a very big impact in the global business, and especially on Acme widget, because if the US dollar is not having a very high value, it means the countries which have the currencies which have a higher value than US dollar are going to be making business hard for acknowledgement, but also an advantage, because when some countries have their money, their currency that has lower value than acknowledgement, it means that acknowledgement will be benefiting from that. So thank you so much for listening to me. And in case you have any question, do not hesitate to reach out to me. Thank you.